Hello, welcome to a beautiful day in Wicklow. It's absolutely roasting out today. I've literally just landed and dropped my equipment where I'm going to be parked for the day. A lot of the time when I do filming, you'll see the tripod will be set up and everything will be perfectly set up, and I've already found the golden buckets. This is the very beginning. I literally just got here like 20 seconds ago. So this is the setup. This is my NWV4 Sluicebox. I have sucker tube, my pitchfork and my rake. This is the bag that holds the tripod. That's the microphone, so when I'm doing any faraway shots that are far away from the camera, that's the microphone. I have a spare microphone there and a couple of mounts. This is the bag for the camera itself. That's a head mount. You'll often see the camera on my head. Spare battery, spare camera as well in case this one goes flat. My own bag with my lunch in it, and 2 buckets on the side and a shovel. So the area you're going to be testing today is this spot on the left hand side. This is where one river comes in. That's where we're going to be setting up the sluice box. I've been upstream up that way. I found absolutely nothing. And that gravel bar on the side there, a couple of days before the season ended last year, I found 10 colours of gold per pan. So let's go set up the equipment and let's go find the shiny. Last time I was here, I couldn't even stand, the river was moving so fast. So what I'm going to do first of all, before I go to circuit tube or shovel or even put stuff into the bucket, just going to use the rake and the pitchfork here just to slice up the ground until I see that marbling. Marbling, as you know, is that clay silica where the water turns like a rich iron colour. So you'll know pretty much straight away as we hit the ground the colour of the water. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, there's a little bit of it there. See the way it's slightly brown. Not particularly liking that. I just gotta go upstream at the length of the pitchfork and just have a quick look. See, is there anything up here? Might be useful. No, that's all sandy material. See, do we get any marbling here? It's a lot harder to dig into, so that's a good sign. That's even worse. Right, I tell you what, I'm going to try and go back to the spot I was working last year. Just trying to see, is there any sign of marbling or anything nice? Probably going to have to go down deep to get this one. Ah, there we go, there we go. Now we're talking. That's different. I like that. So I'm going to do, I was going to go grab the sucker tube, get the bucket, do a bit of water into it, and then we'll do a bit of sampling. Then we're going to head over to the nice deep panning pool there and we'll pan it out. Right, let's crack on with it. Let's go find the shiny. I can see where I've rotivated a good bit of the ground there. So what I'm going to do now is just take a quick sample from here. Again, this will give us a good idea where we're at. You'll often see me double draw, and that's where I'm trying to get a full load, but I have a rake and a pitchfork, so I need to remind myself that I don't need to do that. And again, like before, I'm not going to take a sample from just a specific spot. So we want to get an overall wide area assessment, pretty much within the range of the sucker tube. There we go, look at that. Now that is what we're after. That's the colour we want. Very simple. That's nice and clear. Park the rocks off the side, so when it does come time to fill the hole, I can just drag them straight back in. Right, going to go grab the pan and we're going to do a bit of sample panning. Let's go see, is there any shiny here? Right, first things first, before we do a sample pan, we just need to make sure the pan is thoroughly clean. But to wash the pan, throw the water up in the air, catch it on the way down. Bring to the front. 1, 2, 3. Right, let's have a quick look. Again, as usual, if there is gold in here, I'll take off the camera and I will show you a close-up. Is there gold here? Okay, no gold in that one. And that is important as well. When you find no gold, you just go, right, move on, done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to where I was. I'm going to get the shovel and go down a little bit deeper. And once I find the gold here, then I'll set up the sluice box. And then at that point, we can just go production mode and belt through as much as we can on this beautiful day in Wicklow. Okay, see you soon. Let's go find a shiny. Right, we're ready for the next test pan. This bucket feels heavier. Literally feels heavier than the last one. Look at the colour of that material. Let's go pan this, see where we're at. Wow, that is heavy. Let's get this material moving. Move it on backwards. Bring it to the front, stop, tip out all the water, put it under the water, add the water, just washing the front riffle. One, two. Okay, I caught a glimpse of something shiny there. Hopefully that's gold. Either way, there's a lot of black sand in here. But black sand is not gold, and we're after gold. Great load of black sand. Wow, I've never seen that much black sand for that amount of material moved. Still no gold though. That's annoying. Okay, right, back to the original plan. I'm going to get the rake and the pitchfork and we're going to dig that hole. We're only down about a couple of inches. I'm going to go down about a foot, call the rest of the stuff overburden, and then we'll do another sample. This is the way gold works. You're not always going to find it instantly. I want to set up the sluice box so badly to just run everything, but you have to find this gold first. Let's go find some gold. Right, so a few minutes ago I just found my first speckle of gold. It's too small to see on the camera, but I found a speck of gold, which is great. So what I'm going to do now is set up the sluice box. This sluice box, very easy to set up. First thing we do, we get the legs set right. I tend to get the legs just even because you don't know what you're going to need in the water. So about here looks like a good spot. Let's give that a go. Right, that is way too deep in the water, so you want it a little bit out of the water. I'm going to bring her across a little, just so it's directly in the flow of the river. Doesn't seem to be catching much water there. And just like that, 2 seconds later, she's dialed in. So all I did was just drop the legs down so the water can flow down. Generally, you don't want the water going any higher than these nibs, so it's got enough flow. And we've got the nice V in the middle. Time to go fill up some buckets and find loads of shiny. Feed the gravel on through. Right, so that's not too bad. We have the sluice dialed in and it seems to be working perfectly. I'm aiming to put through about 10 buckets. So that'll be probably the best test. If I'm doing ½ inch at 10 buckets, it'll be a good test to tell if the area's any good. And if it is, I can come back another day with the dream mat. So yeah, let's just crack along with it. Let's go find some shiny. Right, so you can see there I've stacked up buckets. I put them right next to the hole. I'm going to be dragging the hole this way and maybe that way. Nice big lot of rocks. The height that I'm standing at, I'm not having to bend down too much and the buckets are already higher up. Saves me back. Let's go feed the sluice. Right, so I've moved the sluice box upstream, redirected a good bit of stream, and it's working perfectly. I have everything dialed in, and now it's time to belt on through it. I'm aiming for 10 buckets. 10 buckets I think would be a good number. At least tell us what's here. Have a bit of lunch and come back to it. Let's go find the shiny. Right, so I've ran a grand total of 8 buckets. The reason I'm stopping now is the weather is turning. The coat is back in the car. It looks like it's going to pelt down any minute. So what I'm going to do now is going to go clean out the sluice box. Okay, so I've managed to run, as I say, 8 buckets through the sluice box. There's nothing obvious in the mat. First thing I'll do is lift it up so no more water can come through it. And then we lift her up nice and gentle, pull her out of the water. First thing we do, take off the legs of the sluice box, undo these nuts. Again, same on the other side. Now what we're going to do is lift up this trap here. Sometimes it gets a bit stuck. Okay, that's out of the way. I just have to use my pruning saw just as like a leverage to get underneath it. Carpets are just there as a fail-safe. Perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work away and clean this sluice box. And once I have the sluice cleaned out, I mean the cons ready, then we're going to pan it down. Let's go find the shiny. Right, so this is all the cons. Hopefully you can see it's gotten really dark now. Wasn't a whole lot of gold. I think there's one speck earlier, that's it. Shred of play, bring it to the front. Tip out all the water. 1, So when all we're doing is washing the front riffle. As it was about 2 years ago when I worked this ground. Possible somebody else worked it, or it's just filled back in again. And we're sitting on a layer of overburden. That's a lot of black sand. Holy wow, that's a lot of black sand. Right, it's probably a bit too much there for a backspin, but let's have a quick sneak peek. See what's in there. If there's much gold. Okay, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 little pieces there. Yeah, there's gold here. It's just nowhere near as much as I would have thought there would be for the amount that I ran. Right, so there's one piece there. There's a multitude of little tiny ones. Tiny flecks of gold mixed in here. So it looks like the first couple of layers I was digging through was indeed overburden, and then after that we're hitting the black sand, the iron, and that's where the gold is. I ran 8 buckets through a sluice box. It was running perfectly. That's unfortunate. About 2 years ago or more than that. It was before that other issue I won't mention. I'd say I found 10 colours per pan. I thought it was the best thing since sliced bread, and it probably is there. I'd say it's probably 3, maybe 4 feet down. So that'll be a project for a totally different day. I need to come in very early in the morning. But even then, at that kind of level, it's not really worth it. I've enjoyed today's episode of testing a big river with a big sluice box. If you enjoyed this video, chances are you like the videos I've previously posted and the ones we post in the future. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and sure, catch you in the next one. We can all go find more shiny. Bye bye. Right, this is just a quick before and after reclamation. You can see where when I walk into the hole, at the deepest point, it's just about up to my ankles there. So I got to fill it in now, and I'll show you again the next scene. Filling in holes, very important. Right, so you can see there now I have that nice and filled in. That's the advantage of having the rocks, pebbles and rocks piled up right beside where you're working. You can just drag them straight back into the hole. They're done. Highly recommend one of these rakes. You don't have to guess who makes it, but however, highly recommend one of these cultivators. They're great for getting rocks out of the way, and in this case, great for filling holes in. Oh yeah, there's this hole as well. Earlier on when I was doing some test panning, I was working here, and again, piled up the rocks. That's not looking too bad. So the sluice was there. It's a good bit of fine tailings here, but they're all off to the side, so that's fine. Cool. No issue there. Reclamation, very important.